How you guys all doing? We heard a lot today. We've learned a lot today. There's a slide up here, if we could go to, that's got some pictures that Julie Hudash may recognize. There it is. So we talked a lot today about what teams are capable of doing. We heard a lot about what teams can do, what teams can accomplish. But does anybody know what a team is? What makes a team? Anyone? What makes a team? Yes, coming together with a single purpose, correct. If you look at Webster's dictionary, it's something along the lines of, a group of people with a common goal and all those things. Very important. I had the good fortune to work for some great companies. 2 of Forbes' 25 most inspiring companies in Disney and Goodwill. And I've had a good fortune to coach my kids in travel sports. And I can tell you, I've learned 2 things from that experience, is that a team is a group of people who trust each other. The second thing I learned, that without trust, there is no team. It's just a group of people. And it's a group of people that may be after a common goal, but they're just a group of people. Because without trust, there is no team. Doesn't exist. Picture here on the left, I met Julie shortly after, I said no more nonprofits. I had given enough. We had been to enough fundraisers and had been on enough trips that we donated. And as a friend of a friend, I met with Judy at Ilfreniyo. This was about 8 years ago. And when she explained the mission, the goal, and I asked her, I go, okay. I go, well, what's your operating budget? And when she told me the operating budget, I was hooked. I said, you're accomplishing that much. Your output is that impactful in these communities. Your goal is that high. And your operating budget is that low, I'm in. Because I know waste. I've seen waste. I've experienced waste. It drove me crazy at big companies, drove me crazy at big I'm not slamming on nonprofits, but I will tell you, I'm going to raise this lady up. I'm going to raise this lady up for what she is, because she is changing this world one precious life at a time, because trust is at the center of what she does. And to pile on top of that one, I will tell you that if you look at the research, the number one reason people donate to nonprofits, trust in the founder. So trust this lady with your money. That is my 2 daughters. My little guy wasn't even born yet. That's my 2 daughters on the left on their first lemonade stand for Team Kids. That's Lafayette Elementary in 2014. First time that we got to see this in action. And that's Sheriff McDonald. My daughter had written a card and they wanted to donate to Team Kids. And it was such an amazing crystallization for our children, because they saw impact at the first time. And they were able to put together what social enterprises is. As a kid, I didn't have an allowance. I had paper routes. I was this big. It was very important to me. I knew where money came from. But it's important today to understand where money comes from. And if you really want to do something great with money, put it into something greater than yourself. Next slide, please. I know there's a clicker up here. I'm supposed to do this myself. Okay, here we go. Bam. Dream. Quickly. There's a great quote about dreams. Reality is wrong. Dreams are for real. Reality is wrong. Dreams are for real. And the first time I heard that, I thought I understood what it meant. The quote comes from singer Tupac Shakur. And it's an amazing quote, because what he's saying is, if you think about it, reality's wrong, but dreams are for real, we should follow dreams. No, because if you're following a dream, if you're chasing a dream, if you're going after a dream, that is the only real position there is. The rest is wrong. We're going to have some pitches today, and I want each and every one of you to listen to these pitches. It's going to be like Shark Tank. And when you listen to these pitches, we come to these things, we listen, we nod, we're like, it's great. But what we do is we end up walking away, maybe we'll shake a hand, and then we're like off to our next thing. I want you to tackle somebody today. In these pitches, someone is going to say something, you're going to be like, yeah, that's, I've always wanted to be a part of that, or that's a good idea. I want you to tackle someone today, pin them up against the wall, metaphorically, and say, listen, I'm in. I want to help. I don't know what, you tell me what you need from me, or I've got a person that I know can be an assistance to you. I don't even know what I want to do yet, but I believe in your idea. I think we can make it stronger together. The worst thing that'll happen is you have a conversation on Zoom, you meet for coffee, and you get a half hour to an hour that is improving your life and getting you focused on things that are real, as Tupac Shakur said. Get a part of it. Don't walk out of here today without tackling somebody. And that is a metaphor, by the way. I know there's police officers in the room. Legacy. I did write a book in 48 hours. It was published in 2019, and I'll save you the quick of it, the 1999 on Amazon. Every single one of you will go through 5 distinct stages of your life, and it begins at birth. It's called the quest for identity. Did you know that each and every one of you, within 20 minutes you were born, adjusted the frequency of your cry to get the attention of your parents? That's how smart you are. Before we even knew, before we could even see color, as the rods and the cones in our eyes are developing, we were adjusting the frequency of our cry to get our parents' attention. That begins our quest for identity, which we try to figure out what we're good at. Police officers, fire, you were probably good at helping people, saving people, kid getting bullied, someone in danger. People are great at math. People are great at music. People are great at sports. Very young, you identified something that made you very unique. That was your quest for identity. Right then you went into the second stage, which is dragon and treasure. You started competing at these things. You had to defeat a dragon to get a treasure. You went to a band competition. You won it. The treasure is an award. It could be a recognition. It's something. It's either tangible or real or something in your soul that says this is a reward. Once you start getting good at defeating dragons and getting treasures, you have a meltdown in some way, shape, or form, physically, financially, somehow in your life, and this usually happens in your teenage years, into your early years, you will have what's called a descent into the underworld, which it's gonna get rough. Things are gonna get bad. You're gonna have a setback. It's gonna be a relationship. It's gonna be family. It's gonna make you tougher. It's gonna make you stronger. And then you're gonna go through this cycle all the way through your 20s, where you're going to have multiple descents into the underworld as you battle dragons and get treasures, whatever it is in your life that you pursue. And each time you do that, the Celtics call it the soul journey, you get stronger, you get tougher, you get braver. And then you find yourself in your 30s and 40s, or maybe even younger, wanting to fix things in people. You start looking around, you're going, I know they're going through something. I've been there. I'm going to help fix things in people. It's called restoration of the wasteland. That's the 4th thing you go through. The 5th is this, legacy. The more people and things you fix in this world becomes your legacy. It is what you will leave on this earth. You will either create great things or you'll destroy great things. You'll get good at one of the two, maybe a combination thereof. But I can tell you, your legacy is the things and people you fix on this earth. And I'm going to call this lady out again, Julie Hudash. Please stand up for a second and give this lady a hand. She is a living legacy. This is a living legacy. The people that she is impacting, the people that she's affecting worldwide is making a difference, and every single one of you here has hoisted her up to that. So Julie, you were supposed to stand up and everyone was going to clap. Okay. And a sitting reception. So I'm going to share with you a quick dream of mine. I had the good fortune of very hardworking parents that didn't give us a whole lot growing up, and it taught us the value of hard work. This is a dream. I was at the time an executive and working my tail off doing things, and on a hot Saturday, my daughter was kicking a soccer ball in the house, breaking stuff. And I'm like, you gotta get that thing out of here. And she's like, no, I'm practicing. I'm like, all right, just practice some more. Bam, bam, soccer ball, soccer ball. You know, they all say, don't play ball in the house. So I'm like, look, it's gotta go. Open the door, threw it outside, it was hot. Close the door, and she's crying in the kitchen. I'm like, here, father of the year. So I'm like, you know what? How come no one's made a ball you can play with in the house? Why hasn't no one done that? I'm a former Disney guy. I've saw a lot of things succeed and fail. Let's go the Disney way. And so this was that day. My daughter and I'm like, all right, come on, let's get a balloon and some painter's tape. And we started just monkeying away with this thing. We were like saying, okay, it's It has to be a certain size, it has to be a certain weight, physics, coefficient of restitution, the Magnus effect. I mean, we're studying all this stuff, and we were digging it. You know, she was a little one at the time. She was very curious with her glasses and everything. And so this becomes an obsession. So I'm working a day, I'm coming home at night, and I'm just banging away at this thing. Different materials, I'm talking to DuPont, I'm talking to all these companies, they're sending samples to my house. My wife already knows I'm crazy, so she's like, hey, there's another box of like stuff and material. Having some guy in the city of Orange stitch these things up. He doesn't understand what I'm doing. I'm like, it's $80 a ball, I don't care, do it. I meet a patent attorney who happens to be a board member of Team Kids. So you want great things to happen, don't do it for an intended outcome. Do it because you believe in it and good things will happen. The outcome will come. So this thing goes on and on. I'm taking prototypes to the kids club. I'm playing basketball, and it's like my focus group, and I'm like throwing the ball in there. My kids are in the kids club, and I'm like watching behind the glass to see if it's working. Finally, one day, I've got a 12-inch version of it. It's got a 2-layer piece. It's 143R flash spun olefin combination. I was naming all the prototypes. I bring it into the kids club, and all the kids ran up. Like, you know, when you put like food on like a fish bowl, you know, they all ran up looking at it, and I'm just spinning it, and it looks like it's floating in the air. And so anyway, I give it to them, play basketball. 2 hours later, come back. I'm like, I don't see the ball. So I said, hey, I was in here earlier. There's a ball about yay big. It was white. And she goes, oh, was that yours? I go, yeah, that was mine. She goes, we had to take that away. I said, okay, why? She says, they were all fighting over it. I go, but there's a whole bunch of different balls around here. They were fighting. She goes, yes, that was it. It was a Saturday. I got on WeChat, went to my guys in Hong Kong. I go, I need 1,000 of them right now. Send me 1,000 of those. And that's how the whole thing started. Fast forward, this is New York City. This is the Toy of the Year Awards. This is the Oscars of the toy, Oscars of the toy industry. We won a Toy of the Year award at the New York Toy Fair. We had on hand about 800 units. The next day at the Javits Center, we went down, and there was a line of 50 people just wanting to see it. By noon, we couldn't. They had to move us to a different section. Volleyball, it is an indoor play ball. It's hard. It's when I talk about it, people go, I don't get it. And I'm like, you got to touch it. This is what it's turned into. We have over 100 million views on social media. We are in 23 countries. We are the #1 kickball on Amazon. We are going strong into major retailers whose names I can't mention yet. And we are the #1 toy in QVC. We've been live on QVC 14 times. And recently I can announce it, we signed a deal with the NBA. That is me and Grant Hill. I used to think I was tall until I met Grant Hill. But that's him and I. We are doing a ball for every NBA team. We now have a deal with another professional sports league I can't announce yet. Also another big theme park company I can't announce yet. So really exciting things are coming. The most exciting thing that Julie and I have talked about is we have Dr. Amanda Gummer in the UK, who's a toy education specialist. We are writing educational programs for Ollie Ball because you can take an Ollie Ball and color it in with any marker or crayon. It's one of the beautiful discoveries we found while researching DuPont material. So you can color it in with any marker and crayon, and so we are making educational, and we are going to make a Team Kids ball, and I may have a little surprise for you at the end of this. Ollieball.com. Yes, this is a plug for Team Kids. This is for Team Kids. If you go to ollieball.com and use the code ITFIV, 100% of the profits are going to go to Team Kids. Again, it's a way to support, and it's a way to make these things happen. So before we get to the pitches, I'm going to do a quick show and tell, and I promise not to break anything in here. I've been warned to keep these away from the ceiling. This is an Ollie Ball. This is one we have called Slugger, which Mike Trout's hitting coach does the videos for because it's made for baseball and softball. It comes black and white, and you color these in with markers and crayons. It is safe for indoor play. It is guaranteed not to break windows. Some woman called me and said that she broke a frame, and I sent her 2 frames from Amazon to replace them. My phone number is on every single one of these, and it goes right to my phone. I get a call. I get the craziest calls. I get the calls from kids going, we really like Ollie Ball. I'm like, thanks. I get calls from people, you know, it's like, I can't figure out how to deflate it. I'm like, all right, hang on, cool. And I got a call one day from South America. said that my boss got a hold of one of these at a trade show in London when I was there, and he said he wants one for every children's hospital in South America. They wired us the funds for 30,000 ollie balls that day. And again, that's trust, yes, and that's trust. I do want to share one thing with you. We are going crazy with this thing. We have 8 items right now. We're exploding to 24. We're going after all sports. We're owning something called Full Force Indoor Play. We, thanks to Scott Hansen, have 2 utility patents and a 3rd utility patent and international trademarks. And this is the first, nobody's seen this yet. I have it hidden right under here. Then we'll get to our pitches. No one's seen this yet. So we have been creating and creating and creating. And in the beginning, we talk about why it is that we're doing what we're doing. The mission of our company is to bring joy to parents and kids. And we put parents first. Because you know what? Every parent has had a toy that breaks. We take care of them. So the next thing we are doing is we're getting into education, and we really do believe that we are going to play our small role in changing the world, which is why, drum roll. We have 150 countries that you can color in. So that's the next direction we'll go. Okay, now I have to, okay, there you go. Yeah, I know, I was warned. They're like, keep it away from the ceiling. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this right here as kind of like a little set dressing, a little plug to the world. And we are gonna go into our pitches for action. And again, what's the goal here? It's gonna be 5 minutes. They're gonna be pitches for action, and every single one of you is gonna tackle one of these people on the way out the door. Get a hold of their dreams. And if you think there's, Daniel was telling me, it's Slido, correct? You can also, if you hear something you like, get on Slido and leave a message if you don't have time today. But please, I ask you, get involved. All of this circles back to Julie. All of this will circle back to Julie and this organization.